Right now at 6.
We have injured civilians on the street.
A fire rocks a Minneapolis neighborhood.
We have people spilling out a second floor window.
It just literally exploded. Oh, man.
People fighting for their lives scramble to get out of the burning building.
One guy, he was just hanging out the window saying, help me, help me.
With the weather working against them, firefighters battle the flames.
It is brutal. It is tough on the firefighters right now.
And now, from Minnesota's most watched station, this is WCCO4 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Edward Moody.
And I am Natalie Nias. The start to the new year has been a tragic one in Minneapolis.
Yeah, this morning, a massive fire broke out in an apartment on Cedar Avenue South, creating this chaotic scene. It happened just after 8 when an explosion was reported at a building that contains a grocery store, mosque, and 10 apartments. At least 14 people are hurt, 6 in critical condition, and we're told there are also 3 people that are unaccounted for tonight.
And we have team coverage of this apartment fire. Kate Raditz is live at HCMC where some of the victims were taken.
John Lordson will tell us about how difficult it was for firefighters to fight this fire on such a cold day.
But first, we want to start with Reg Chapman, who is live at the scene to tell us more about what happened. Hey, Reg.
Natalie, right now at this hour, fire crews continue to pour water on the hot spots, and they will be here all night because they have to make sure all the flames are out so investigators can get inside to determine what caused this explosion and fire.
When crews initially arrived on scene, they reported flames shooting as far as 20 feet out of the windows on the second and third floor.
The explosion and the flames had a head start on fire crews. By the time they arrived, people who lived on the second and third floors were trying to save themselves.
There were a lot of people with severe burns.
WCCO photojournalist Dave Wertheimer was one of the first on the scene.
When I first got here, there were several people hanging out of windows and on the ground who were obviously burned very badly.
The images are tough to look at, and many we can't even show you, but Wertheimer describes the shocking images he captured with his camera.
There were officers and firemen helping some folks out, and there were so many to help that some people were still in the street when I got here.
Crews had to work to put out the fire as well as saving those trapped inside. Firefighters could only fight the flames from inside the structure for 15 minutes before they were pulled out. Concerns about the structural integrity of the second and third floors forced them to battle the fire from the outside. Once the hot spots are put out, investigators will begin looking for those unaccounted for and trying to figure out what led to the explosion and fire.
Possibly 10 units, 9 of which would have been occupied at the time. Have no information on the numbers of individuals living in those units.
Now, fire officials say it is way too early to say what may have caused this explosion and fire. Now, the city says they will have to determine tomorrow whether or not what's left of the structure behind me will have to be torn down. Natalie, Edward?
Reg, there's been a lot of speculation today about what caused this fire. Do we have any idea when we'll know that?
Well, according to the fire chief, this may take some time because they've got to get inside the building to figure out what caused the explosion and fire. And they say right now it's just too dangerous to send investigators inside. It may take a little while.
All right, Reg.